Hey crafty people! Welcome back to my channel, and in case you're new here, I'm Sarah, also known as Craft Nerd because I'm a nerd who loves to craft. I do paper crafting, card making, junk journaling, and mixed media art. Let's get crafting! Okay, so it's time for September's Christmas card for my 12 months of Christmas card series. And I've already gone ahead and done a lot of the prep work because I just wanted to do this as a really quick card. So what I've done is I'm doing a slimline. I've got a bunch of Lawn Fawn images. I'll leave a list because I pulled from a bunch of older stamp sets in my collection, but a bunch of them are from the new release because I just had to have the cheese Christmas tree because it just made me laugh. So I've got all of those pieces out. Since I'm doing a slimline, I die cut. This is a Heffy Doodle die set, and it's a slimline pull tab, I think is the name, and it has the die for cutting the base out, and then it has a bunch of dies for doing a pull tab, because I think I want to have this guy actually move so that he jumps up and down. So we're going to figure out layout and whether we can fit that in or not as we go along. And so I cut it out of pattern paper from my scrapbook collection and a piece of cream because I want to create a floor, and this is my favorite way for doing a floor. So first I'm going to cut it in half-ish, I think. I don't know. Let's see where we're going to put stuff. So I will often end up stamping and coloring a bunch of extra stuff just so I have enough to play around with. Let's see. We're gonna have our dancing critters over here with the boombox on a little stool. So I'm gonna put him here. I think I have enough room to have him like go up and down, like he's jumping up and down. This guy kind of over here dancing along. It's gonna stick a couple people on the chair. I think this one. And then I was thinking maybe this guy holding a cupcake. This guy over here decorating the tree. I've got presents to go under the tree. And down there. Got another. It's a present that's a cheese. Yeah, this set just made me laugh so much I had to get it. So we'll figure out him over there somewhere. Maybe have this guy coming in with more yummy things. Maybe shift this over a little bit. Maybe I'll do him over here and him over here somewhere. And I think I got extra mice. I think that's about all we're going to be able to fit on this scene. All right. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and cut this in half. And let's double check the measurement on this. It's a little less, it's not quite, it's what, 1, 2, 3 3/8. So let's just go there. That looks about good. I'm gonna cut off a piece. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my scoreboard and I'm gonna put my piece in, and I am going to score every ½ inch. Let's start with ½ inch because we can always add more in if we decide the planks are too big. But we're gonna create essentially a wood floor. And so I don't know how well it's showing up, and that one went way wonky. Let's go back in and rescore that. So that just creates a bunch of lines so that we can make it look like a wood plank floor. And I'm just gonna kind of reinforce them a little bit, but not too much, because we're gonna want this to lay flat. Set this aside, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in with, let's start with, all right, I'm gonna put a piece of paper down to protect my work surface. Oh, grab my antique linen, because it's easier to start out light and then go dark. So we're just gonna antique linen this. Change the color a little bit, but not like a ton. I don't know how well the slight difference is showing up. Now we're gonna grab some tea dye and a brush. And I'm gonna come in and lightly add some tea dye. So we're working on creating the look of like a floor. So this is sitting up by the baseboard, this is sitting further down. Let's toss everybody back in there for now. So yeah, definitely need still some more ink. Let's keep up with the tea dye. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go with a walnut stain, and I am going to lightly drag Now I'm gonna come back in with the tea dye and kind of blend that out so it's a little smoother, but we're just trying to create kind of the look of a wood grain floor. Now I'm gonna do a little vintage photo just to blend it a little bit more because the walnut stain's so dark. I think I'm gonna bend these back and just get them to stand out more so that we see that we've got a wood plank floor going on. So that's giving us a nice wood grainy effect for the floor of our scene. And I'm gonna just go ahead and glue that down. And I'm gonna use my art glitter glue. You can use whatever glue you like. I'm thinking, yeah, I want a baseboard. So I am gonna just grab this is scrap cut off of a piece that I printed on, and I am going to just cut a 1/4 of an inch, which is not gonna be fun, but we're just gonna cut a little piece. So what I do when I'm cutting something so small from something so small is I will use something like this tool to hold the paper in place till I put down the guard, and then hold it I just got a tiny sliver of white. Obviously you don't have to do this, but I think it just gives that floor the finished look it needs. So I'm gonna just glue along the edge, put the piece down, and then trim the scallops by hand. There we go. So that's gonna sit on our card like so. And I'm definitely gonna get some colored cardstock to serve as the very base, but I have not done that yet. So we're gonna put our tree kind of down front-ish. And I think I'm gonna use some gems as ornaments on the tree. I know I have some Lawn Fawn dies or stamps that would stamp ornaments, but I figured let's bling it out a little bit. So he's gonna be like here, and I'm gonna have him jumping up. So I think what I need to do now is go and die cut out the little track. Now, if you don't have dies for cutting a track for a moving piece, all you really need to do is cut a little slit and then just maybe widen it a little bit. And so I'm gonna go do that and get a few more pieces together for doing this little guy, and I'll be back. Okay, so I've die cut out the slot and the other pieces that you need for creating this piece. Now, this actually I didn't even cut it out all the way because it's way longer, but I just needed it long enough to work with this section here. And this is actually a Lawn Fawn die, and it's the Let's Toast, I think, slider, because it goes with a, it was first created to go with a toaster oven and have your bread pop up. Now, you fold it over on itself like so, because your critter's gonna go on like so. But these are like way more tab than you really need, because the way this works is you slide this up here, and I am gonna run into a problem I just realized, because normally you put a little piece on here to keep the slider from going all over the place, but I don't have enough space to do that. So hopefully this is gonna work all right. And then these wings fold out to keep it from sliding back underneath. I'm trying to remember. I think I can. I'm gonna glue these two sections down, and I'm having a think on a way you can do this if you don't have a die for a slider, because there is a way, and I've seen videos doing it. I'm just trying to figure out the easiest way to explain to you how you could do it. All right, so I grabbed a scrap piece of paper to kind of explain a way you could do this if you didn't have the dies. So it's roughly a 1/2 inch wide. Grabbed a piece that's 1.5 inches. I would then take an 1.5 inch wide piece of paper, score it at 1 1/4, 1, because it's easier. Turn it over and do 1 1/4 again. And this is longer, obviously, than it needs to be. Fold it over like so. and fold this one back so that we're creating essentially this part, just doing it as a separate piece. Like so. And then glue this part be about a 1/2 inch wide. How is this not? This is more than a 1/2 inch because that's well over a 1/2 inch. Is this one a 1/2 inch? That piece is a 1/2 inch. All right. Then just glue it onto your 1/2 inch wide piece, and you'll be able to. And then I would probably glue those bits down like so. And your 2 little tabs that are sticking up will fit through. And obviously, you know, this isn't perfectly to size, and you can glue your little person on and you're able to pull up and down. And this doesn't get much movement because it's so big, and I would not make it that big, but you get the idea. So essentially I do a 1/2 inch wide long strip, and then a second piece that's sized so that it'll have, your mouse will be able to fit on it. That is 1.5 inches wide. Score so that you have 2 1/4 inch sections on either side so that it'll fold down like that. Hopefully that'll make sense. Now, for this one, that's gonna go there, and I'm gonna put a piece of like pale purple cardstock, I think, back there. Let me go grab that so I can put that down, so that, because once we put the slider mechanism in, I'm gonna wanna put this down on the base so we don't have any issues with the slider. So let me go grab that, I'll be right back. All right, so I've got a piece of just pale light purple cardstock that I'm just gonna glue down on my card base. Now, let's bring back our piece, and let me just check something. That goes through like that. I'm gonna very much regret having put it all the way over like that, I suspect, but too late now. All right, that's as far down as it goes. I'm gonna set him on there, kind of like that. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab a pencil, trace the outline of his body on the piece. Take this piece out and trim off my excess. Probably should have done this before I glued these bits down, because this is gonna be a pain in the neck. And you don't need to worry about the white showing because it's going to be underneath the base. So it's going to go on like that, like so. And where'd our little guy go? And he's going to get glued on like that. So let's go ahead and glue him on, and that will keep this in place. Now he will slide up and down, up and down, up and down. Yay! All right, we are going to need to use foam squares to put this on so that our mechanism can move smoothly, because if we glue it flat down, it's going to not move as nicely, although it's not too bad actually. I wonder, can we get away with not having it popped up? You know what? I think we're going to give it a try and fingers crossed it works. Otherwise, this whole video is getting scrapped and I'm going to be very unhappy. All right. I'm going to be very judicious and avoid adding glue too close to my mechanism. So I'm just going to kind of go like that and then do it down here and up over here and get all my scallops. That actually still works very well. We are going to want to cut it off because we don't need all of that. And there is a die that cuts out a little pull tab so that you know to pull it. Now, there is also a die that goes with the set that cuts like an indent out, but I was like, I don't think I need it for this one. So what we're going to do is just decide if our pull tab's going to go here, that we need to, and I'm okay that he's going to be a little wiggly, because he's a dancing mouse, so it's all right if he's a little wiggly. So I'm just going to mark where I'm going to attach the little pull tabby thing and trim this off. Now I know on this one I'm going to have it sticking, oh, Craftalanche, it's going to stick above my card, which I'm okay with because I know who I'm giving this to and I'm going to give it to them in person. So I don't mind, I don't have to have the envelope sealed up perfectly. But if you are planning on mailing a card like this, I would suggest making sure you have your guy jumping a little bit lower so that your pull tab can be seated below the top of your card. Because that says, let you know, pull him. So yeah, you're gonna wanna have this down lower so that you can put the tab down and do the indent and all that. Yes, this is entertaining me. All right, let's get our layout configured again. I know the star doesn't have anything on it, but I'm going to use Stickles to make it sparkle. I'm also going to probably put some Stickles on our mouse's snowflake on his shirt. So that is why I have not done that yet. I'm going to put my couch there-ish. Let's see. Let's put the stool in with the music. Let's set it maybe there so it's over far enough for him to be jumping up. He's partying to the music. Let's get those base pieces, since the little miceys can be moved around, but the bigger pieces I want to get down. So let's glue those down. Woo. I'm looking at this and realizing I didn't color the handle on the little stereo radio thing. So I'm gonna need to do that. And I think there's some musical notes and I'm debating whether I want to actually like stamp them on there, but I think maybe I'll pass on that. And I'm just gonna color the handle after I glue it down, probably off camera, because I just need to grab a gray marker and make the handle gray. All right, let's put the tree on. I want to trim. I used my Scan and Cut to die cut these. I did not buy the coordinating dies for the new set. So while I do have coordinating dies for many of the older stamp set pieces that I have, I figured let's do them all with the scan and cut. And so I think I'm gonna pop that one up. So let's glue the cheese down. Get a foam square for this guy. Put a dot of glue on the back of this just to reinforce the stickiness of the foam square. So it's just popped up a little bit. But I think I may put him on foam squares. I'm trying to decide if, because I did the cupcake kind of matches the couch, I'm wondering if I should put him there and this guy on the couch because he contrasts better. I think I might do that. This one's going over here dancing. This guy walking in with that. And actually, let's do a little swap around. So he can be here holding that. And this guy can be over here holding the cheese. All right, I need to glue down the leg of the couch a little more. All right, I've got a dog getting antsy-pantsy who wants to go out, so I'm gonna go let him out and I'm gonna grab Stickles and gems so we can finish this guy off. Okay, so I've pulled out some gems that we're gonna use as ornaments on our cheese tree and some stickles. So let's start with the gems because once I put the stickles on, I need to put this out of the way so I don't stick a finger in the stickles. Let's just do, we're gonna have one in his hand. Let's do a pink one in his hand. And these are really old, so I don't know how good the tack is on them still. So I'm just gonna cut away because the Recollections ones, they do like a line of the adhesive and then put the gems on so you get extra adhesive on either side of the gems. So I'm just cutting that away. I'm gonna use my quick stick to pick it up. Actually, it does not want to come off. Let's try that again. Okay, and I'm gonna put a dot of glue in the mousie's hand so that he's holding the gem, and put the gem down. Get it placed so it looks like he's putting it on the tree. And I gotta let a dog in. And let's just put a few blue gems and a few purples and a few pinks on the tree real quick. What I'm gonna do is just put a dot of glue on the tree and then add the gem to the dot of glue. Just because the glue's still sticking
the excess glue sticking out, and that will just collect dirt. So there we go. We got some ornaments on the tree. Now I'm gonna take my gold stickles, hopefully. This guy's almost empty. I've had him a very, very long time. Then I think I'm gonna use the diamond stickles on the snowflake on this guy, assuming it comes out. This one I'm just gonna kind of do a thin layer and just around instead of trying to get all of the details in, and I'm just gonna make sure it's thin enough that I can still kind of see the stamp lines through it. So I'm just trying to make it a little sparkly. That's good. All right, I'm gonna set this aside to dry completely, and then I'll bring it back and show you what it looks like with the stickles all dry. Okay, so we are all dry, and let's bring it up close so you can see all the sparkles. So we got our sparkly gem ornaments, our sparkly star, a little sparkle on his belly. And I did remember afterwards that I wanted to put some liquid pearls on the gingerbread man, so I did that. So there's our card, and pull the tab up and our little mouse jumps up and down. I think it's rather cute, if I do say so myself. So that's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please do all the things that lets YouTube know you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment down below. Thanks for joining me, and happy crafting.